everybody. Can everybody hear me okay? Give a thumbs up. Hi, Kat. Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. This event is being recorded, just an FYI. My name is Barbara Alvarado Gonzalez, and I'm the current chair of the Society of American Archivists San Jose State Student Chapter. The Society of American Archivists, or SAA, is our parent organization, and it is the oldest and largest national professional association dedicated to the needs and interests of archives and archivists. Thank you again for joining us. This is our spring 2022 meet and greet. Next slide. Oh, just a friendly reminder, a few housekeeping rules. If everybody can just make sure that they stay muted throughout the presentation, that would help. That will be super helpful. And also, if you have any questions or comments throughout the presentation, feel free to put those in the chat. We have all of our team members are here today, so they're going to be helping me monitor the chat and then answer your questions accordingly. Thank you. So our agenda items, today is a special event because not only are we going to discuss SAASC events and goals, we're also going to be talking about our upcoming elections. So in addition to me getting to know our team, we're going to talk about what are archives. I know when I first started at iSchool, I wasn't too sure. Our mission chapter, goals for the semester, upcoming events, and then each one of our leadership members will take an opportunity to share with you some of the things that they're working on and how you can better connect with our organization. Next slide. So here is the current SAASC Executive Board. As I mentioned, my name's Barbara and I'm the current chair. Jenny is our vice chair, and she unfortunately is not able to be with us today, but she's basically in charge of putting together all of our awesome events this year. And I'll hand it over to our next member.
Hi, everybody. I'm Diana. I'm the secretary for SAASC. I handle meeting minutes and help with promoting events.
Hello, I'm Rachel. I'm the membership director, and I kind of keep track of our members and encourage and inspire people to join our group and come to our activities.
Hi everyone, my name is Serene and I am the blog editor, and I'm in charge of monitoring all the blogs and telling everybody about our events and SAA news.
Hi, I'm Robin. I'm the SAASC webmaster. So I take care of all the updates on our website and make sure that you guys have information there that's as accurate and up to date as I can get it.
Hi, my name is Erin and I am one of the social media coordinators. So whatever you see on our social media, I'm in charge.
I'm Heather. I'm also one of the social media coordinators, but I've taken a step back and given Erin the whole lead weight for it because I'm also an associate editor for Archiota and possibly taking over the managing editor position later.
Hi everyone, I'm Kelly Roysman and I am the managing editor of Archiota. I have been, this is my 5th semester, and yeah, I'm working together with Heather on our fall winter issue, which we expect to get out on Monday is the goal.
Wonderful. And we also have Christine Mahoney, who's part of the Archiota team, and our faculty advisor, Professor Lori Lindberg. Who's wonderful archivist extraordinaire. And if you ever have the opportunity to take one of her classes, I highly recommend it. So I wanted to provide, can we go back to the previous slide? One more. There you go. Thank you so much. So I wanted just to provide some context and a little bit of background of what are archives. As I mentioned, when I first started on the program, I wasn't super clear. So before we dive into our events and the type of topics that our presenters discuss, I wanted to give a couple definitions on the different ways that archives can be defined. So first we have archives, typically written with the lowercase a, and that represents permanently valuable records. So such as letters, reports, accounts, minutes, drafts, and final manuscripts, photographs, anything that people or business or government deems to be valuable for the history for their historical preservation. Archives with a capital A is usually, but not always, an organization dedicated to preserving the documentary heritage of a particular group, like a city, a state, business, university. In the middle picture there, that's the National Archives and Records Administration of the United States. And thirdly, again, archives written with a lowercase a is also used to refer to the building or part of a building in which archival materials are kept. So the reason why I wanted to highlight these differences is because a lot of times our presenters request to highlight one of these areas of our archival work. Next slide. Oh, and that information I took from our parent organization's website. So if you wanted to learn more about that, or you wanted to look at that on your own time, that is on the SSA website. So part of our chapter mission is to help promote the field of archives, archival interests in our academic community, to engage students in professional activities in order to enhance career development, help connect them, and provide opportunities to discuss archival issues, also provide networking opportunities where fellow iSchool students, MARA and in the MLIS program can connect with each other and the archival community, and also provide resources for personal and professional development. And I'll go a little bit more into depth in that area when we get to our membership section, because a lot of the professional development resources we get because we're full members of the SAA parent organization. Next slide. So some of our goals this semester include creating an open and positive environment for members, presenting opportunities to engage with professionals, share scholarship, internship, and job opportunities. We have our new SAASC newsletter, which is just another outlet that we use to keep students connected to these resources and opportunities, and also specifically for this semester to ensure successful board election and handoff. Next slide. So our upcoming events. This is one of I think the more exciting, or being a part of the club that is really exciting and cool. We get to be hands-on or help our vice chair with these events, and then also participating in the events. So what we have coming up, next slide. As many of you might have already seen, I believe a few notifications have already gone out. This February 15th, which I think is next week, at 6:30, we're going to have Craig Simpson, who's the Director of Special Collections and Archives at the San Jose State Martin Luther King Library, give a presentation focused on celebrating African American history, specifically civil rights and campus protest collection. So that's again next week at 6:30. If you haven't already registered, I highly recommend that you do. Our events again are just another opportunity to learn more about what archives is and what archivists do. The registration link can be found on our website, or you should be able to access it through the Canva calendar as well. So again, that's next week at 6:30. Next slide. And in addition to Mr. Simpson, we also have Hillary Sweat, who is an archivist at the Writers Guild Foundation. That event will take place on March 15th. We still haven't confirmed a time, but once we do, you'll get that notification via email, and you can always access our event calendar on our website. In addition to Hillary, we also have Alexander Soto, who's the director, who's the director of the Libriola National American Indian Data Center at Arizona State University. And that event will take place April 20th. Again, we're still working on confirming a time. And once we have that finalized, we'll send out an official notification where you will be able to register for the event. In the case that you're not able to attend any of our events, they're always recorded, and we post our recordings on our website as well as our YouTube page. So you can always reference them there. Next slide. And now I'm going to hand it over to our membership director, who is going to discuss another really exciting event that we have coming up. Rachel?
Thank you. Yes, hopefully many of you have already heard about our transcription competition, but this is something new that we're trying this semester. Basically, it's, I guess, not a full semester, but most of the semester event, and it's going to be a team competition. So we'll be starting March 1st, and probably later this week or next week, more information and signups will go out. But basically, you can sign up and you'll be put on a team, and then we're all going to become citizen archivists, which is a program through the National Archives where regular citizens can transcribe and tag records that are part of the National Archives. So each team will compete to see who can transcribe the most. So which team over the course of the semester can transcribe or tag the most records. So this will all be run through Canvas. So we'll have a Canvas discussion group. And if you are an SAASC member, basically that means that you are a part of the Canvas discussion group. So if you haven't joined, now is the time to join. And you can get updates and hear, what's going on with this competition. And it should be really fun. It's a chance to meet other people in the group and also get some real world experience transcribing. So that can be good experience to put on your resume or to use, later when you're doing your e-portfolio, something along those lines. So it's useful, but will also be fun. So yes, more info to come soon with an official, sign up, and we'll have a little Zoom kickoff. And we'll have time later for questions. So if you have any questions, you can ask us here tonight, but it should be fun. So I hope lots of people will join us. Next slide.
Awesome. Thank you, Rachel. So yeah, more information coming soon, and I hope you all can join us for this transcription competition. So as I mentioned previously, all of our events are recorded, and these are just some event flyers from last year's events. If you didn't get a chance to join us, they are available on our website and on our YouTube channel. And this just gives you an idea of the type of archivists and archives that we try to reach out to, and the type of presentations that we provide to students. Next slide. Great. So now I'm going to hand it over to our website and blog team.
You can go to the next slide. Okay, cool. Serene, I'll let you go first with the blog.
Okay, so blogs are typically published on a monthly basis. For January, I published a blog that discusses authenticity in a house museum, which was based on the article published in SAA's Outlook magazine. This February, I will be publishing 2 blogs, so keep a lookout for those. And if you would like to visit the blog, just feel free to join our website anytime. Okay, next.
unmute myself here. So I just wanted to call out some of the sections from the navigation menu from the SAASC website that might be of interest. Because the homepage, when you go there, you're going to see features for just the latest news, latest blog posts, upcoming events, very splash page kind of thing. But when you navigate through some of the sections, these are just some things that you might want to check out, especially under events, the upcoming events. That's where you'll find the calendar. The event and recordings archive is great in case you missed something. And then through resources, you can find blog and like past blogs that have been posted, as well as information about the newsletter and signing up for that. There's also a section for membership if you're interested in joining SAA. And then as well as more information about us, our board member bios are on there if you want to learn a little bit more about us. And then right now we've got a feature up there for the upcoming elections. So if you're interested in joining the SAASC board, just right at the top, there's going to be a navigation button that says elections. So you can just click on that and find all the info you need. And yeah, go ahead and bookmark the main page and any other pages that might be useful. And you know, as always, if there's anything that you would like to share with us or you think we need to feature, questions, comments, just reach out to us anytime.
Thank you. And let's see, I believe now, yes, if you go back to the previous slide, we have our Kyoto team.
Hi, so let's go backwards a couple slides. Backwards, yeah. I think we're going forwards. One more. Great. Okay. Hi, oh, we got somebody waiting. Great. All right. Well, hello, everyone. Archiota is the digital publication of our student chapter. It's been going on now. I think we've had, this will be the 11th issue. So it started way back in 2015. We produce one at the end of each semester. So we have a fall winter issue that will be coming out. I have my fingers crossed for Monday. And then, so that's our fall winter. And then our spring summer will be right at the end of the spring semester. We usually get it in like within the 2 weeks of the semester closing when we're doing it during the spring and summer. So all of the things listed here are different articles that we are seeking. If any of you are inspired, we're looking for all things archival. We've had many great examples of articles on all of these different topics. And I'm working with Heather Reinald, and she will be, she's an associate editor, and she's going to be kind of transitioning into the managing editor position. And Christine Mahoney has been along the ride with me for the past 5 semesters. Fall 2019, I think we started, Christine. Seems like a long time ago. All right, so next. All right, so this is just our table of contents for the issue that's coming out this month. And you can see there's a wide variety of articles. We have, let's see, I think we had 3 different internships, and those are always really good because it gives a very personal view of working in different archives, and there's such a broad range of them. We do have a book review also of Dark Archives. If someone, last week we had a meeting and people were actually reading the book. If anyone is or has the book, go ahead and type it into chat. I would be curious. It is on my list to read. And yeah, it's all about books that are bound in human skin. So yes, that's a thing. This was news to me, so that's quite interesting. And then we also have a report from one of our leadership team members, Serene, and she is writing about the annual meeting of SAA. And we have an interview. We actually have an interview with Heather, who's joining our team. And then we also have an interview with Sophia Bogle. She is a student in the iSchool. She has 25 years experience in book conservation. She has a lot, and she's written a book, so she has a lot of interesting things to share. And then also we have kind of delved into the archives of the Spartan Daily, the SJSU newspaper, and I kind of randomly selected a day back in 1950 and found some very interesting things in the archive there. Next slide. So our journal, we do have, the iSchool has a student research journal, and that's academic oriented. The articles are peer reviewed, but this is more, I would say, like a magazine style publication. But we do want substance. So, you know, we're looking for something that, you know, is part of the conversation in the archival world. I think that's really important. This is my, the readership report that I took a picture of that. That's our dashboard view of the downloads of our last issue of Archaeota. And it's pretty stunning, really. We're, people are reading us from all over the world. So that's, yeah, that's pretty cool. And if you have an interest in contributing, maybe you don't, you know, you might just talk it over with me. I'm happy to talk to anyone about that. You may have an idea for something, and, you know, pass your idea by me, and we'll, you know, take a look at that. And we're just finishing up this issue, so later this month we're going to have more information posted on our website about when the submission deadlines, the call for proposals. So thank you.
Thank you, Kelly. Great. So now we're going to move into the membership section of our presentation. Next slide. So like Rachel mentioned earlier, if you're interested in participating in our transcription competition event, or if you want to just make sure that you're up to date, or you stay in the loop of upcoming events, internships, scholarships, I highly encourage everyone to join the club through Canva. So there's two types of membership. You can do it just simply through Canva. And these are the 5 easy steps, and you can do it. You can register for the other iSchool student clubs the same way. So you just log into your Canva page. You go into the iSchool admissions, advising and administration section, select people, and then select groups tab. And there you'll see a list of all the iSchool student groups, and it's as easy as just selecting the join button. So yeah, just feel free to join our team through Canva. And like Rachel said, again, that's where we post a lot of our information. And if you want, and if you can, I would also encourage you to join all the other groups, because you'll also get their updates. So that's one way of joining our team, or joining the student group. Next slide. The second level of membership we call like full membership, because here you're also joining the parent organization, Society of American Archivists, or SAA. This does cost $55 a year. It is a lot of money. I've been a member for 2 years now, and I highly recommend it if you can join. You have access to a lot of their resources, webinars, internships, job opportunities. It is a requirement if you're interested in joining the leadership team. It is a requirement to also be a member of the parent organization. and if you're also interested in joining the editing team for Archioda. So those are, that's really the only difference. If you are currently in Info 200, you should have the ability to join one of the library information science national organizations, and you could choose SAA to be that to be your free membership for the year. That's what I did my first year. And if you want more information about how to do that, I would reach out to your course lead. They'll explain the process if you haven't already registered. But that's also really a really good benefit. You get that free membership, you can see what it's about, and if you like it, you can re-register the following year. So those are the 2 levels of membership. Okay, next question, next slide, please. Great, so now we're going to get to our elections. So as the academic year comes to an end, we are looking for new iSchool students who are interested in joining a student leadership position. On the right side of the screen, you'll see a list of all the current positions that are open. So if any of those interests you, feel free to check out our website. Like Robin mentioned, there is a section that's dedicated to elections, and that has all of the information on how to apply and what responsibilities pertain to each role. We're also going to have a Q&A section at the end of the presentation, so if you wanted to ask questions about that, feel free to do that. But yeah, so I would highly encourage any of you who are interested to at least try. I've had a wonderful experience being part of the leadership team. I was the webmaster last academic year, and this year, as I mentioned, I'm the chair. It's a great opportunity to get to know your classmates a lot better. You get to network with archivists, other professionals. One of the, I think, the coolest perks of being on a leadership team is that you get to participate in a national conference. So for the past 2 years, I've been able to participate virtually in the Society of American Archivists National Conference. And again, that's just another really great opportunity to learn more about the profession, to get connections. We've actually gotten some of our presenters through these conferences. So really great opportunity. It's also a great way to meet certain competencies for your e-portfolio. For sure, you could meet competency D, M, and potentially B if you're interested in writing for Archioda, or if you want to write a blog post. Yeah, so again, elections are happening now. You can visit our website for more information. Next slide. So a little bit, so the requirements to join, you do have to be an iSchool student, and you do have to plan to be a student next academic year for fall and spring semester. You must be able to commit to at least 1 to 3 hours a week. This depends on the position that you apply for. Some of them are a little bit more work intensive than others, but I personally think they're doable. And then, like I mentioned, you also will have to be a member of our parent organization, SAA. If you're not a member, if you are elected to one of the leadership positions and you're not yet a member of SAA, there is a, I believe it's a 4-week grace period where you'll get an opportunity to prove that you are a registered member. So those are the requirements, pretty easy. If you're interested in applying, all we ask is that you email us a brief bio about yourself, include the position or positions that you're interested in. You can apply for more than one, and why you would be a good fit for that specific position. And again, that information is also available on our website if you want to review that later on. And nominations are open, and they're due Saturday, April 9th. And we'll be sending out reminders and communications about that to just to remind everybody. And if you want to do that a little later on in the semester, but nominations will be due April 9th. Okay, next slide. Great, and now I'm going to hand it over to our social media team.
Thank you, Barbara. So you can find us on your preferred platform because we are pretty much on all of them. So if you ever need to reach out, please feel free to send us an email, connect with us on Canvas, if you're on Facebook more, whatever is your preferred method. And if you're not following us yet, you should definitely check us out because our content is geared towards aspiring archivists. So I have no experience in archives, but I find it so fascinating. So I have loved being able to dive deep into the different kinds of archives that are out there and really sharing what I find with the rest of you guys, because we're really here to learn. I like to spotlight archives and related organizations too from around the country that offer internships or scholarships, because I have been so surprised by some that I found. For example, did you know Vans, the shoe company, has an archivist? How cool. We also share events and free resources that equip aspiring archivists with the professional knowledge and skills that we will need putting it into a future career. So online, we also dive a little bit deeper into the event topics that we're actually hosting. So like this next week, we're having Craig Simpson join us. And online, we've been posting pictures about from civil rights, from our own collections here at SJSU. So definitely follow along so that you can participate and learn something. If you want to comment something, if you want to share something with us too, we're always happy to have that. I love seeing you guys online. And sometimes when I'm really feeling up for it, I post funny things. I try to do more. If you guys find funny things, send them to me. And yeah, you can tag us, or you can, again, send us any content that you think other students will enjoy because you've enjoyed it. I like to think that, because I am a student, I'm sharing with my fellow students. So likewise, if you guys see anything that's been rewarding for you to learn about, an article that you read, feel free to share. And one last mention that what I did want to talk about was Canvas really quick. On Canvas, we have a new web page called Student Opportunities. And on that web page, we have a discussion board with current scholarships and internship opportunities. The scholarships, a lot of them, half of them are from SAA. So again, that's another really great reason to join our parent organization, because there are 2 scholarships for, I believe, $1,500, 2 other scholarships for $10,000 each too. I encourage everyone to apply to scholarships because you just never know when your essay is going to be the winning essay. And it doesn't hurt either. It hones your writing skills too. And the internships that we have posted as well, they aren't the same internships that SJSU has posted on their internship database. The internships that we have posted, just make a note, those still have to be pre-approved by SJSU. So since they're not pre-approved, they must be approved. But there are internships all over the country as well, so they're not just focused in California. And yeah, make sure to subscribe to those, because as soon as I get a new scholarship or internship opportunity, I post it on there. All right, and that is it for social and for connecting with us. But if you guys have any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat.
And I will just jump in here quickly and say a couple words about our newsletter. It comes out once a month, so we will not, spam your inbox, but once a month we send out a newsletter with our upcoming events. We have a little meet a member where you learn about someone who's already part of the SAASC, and what's, just what's going on the website, on the blog with our parent organizations. So if you go to our website, you can sign up for the newsletter if you are not already getting that. And if you see an email from me asking you if you want to answer some questions to be in the newsletter, please respond, because it's always great to meet people and to learn a little more about our fellow students. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Erin and Rachel, for sharing all that wonderful information. We can go to the next slide now. Great. So this is our Q&A portion. If you have any questions or comments about any of the information that we've gone over, I know Sometimes it can feel like a lot, but we're here to answer your questions. If you're interested in a leadership position, but maybe you're a little concerned about work-life balance, we can also share our experiences with you about that. If you have a question about a class or about what archives is, about an event, anything at all, feel free to unmute yourself and ask, or you can put your question or comment in the chat.
If you guys haven't read the chat yet, Serene, our blog editor, she says what's great about serving in a position of leadership is that you get to meet people with all types of professional backgrounds. So not only can you network more, but you can also learn from others and in turn share information with the community. And I've definitely learned from everyone on the board and everyone who has interacted with us online too.
Thank you. So Stacy is asking, how can you attend the presentation on the 15th? So you can register for that on our website. So on our homepage of the website, and we'll put the link in the chat for you in just a couple seconds. We always put our most upcoming event on the very front page. So you can register through there. Or if you go on Canvas, on your Canva page, there's a calendar section that everybody should have, and the event should also be posted there with a registration link. So you can do it in two ways, through our website or through Canva. Thank you, Robin, for putting that in the chat. Let's see, Heather asks, okay, so where again do you find info on submitting for Archiota? Great question. So our website, most of the information about our organization, events, and ways to get involved, you can find on our website. There is a Archiota specific section where it explains, gives you a little bit of background on the publication, its mission, who's a part of it, and how to submit an article to be published in Archiota. So, and also Kelly's email is included in that section, who is the chief editor. So if you have any specific questions about Archiota, you can always reach out to her, and she can help answer that for you. Thank you. You're welcome. Okay, do we have any other questions or comments? Is anybody thinking about applying to one of the leadership positions? Does anybody have a question about one of them? So I can share a little bit about my experience just real quickly, and if any of the other team members wants to jump in and do the same, feel free. Like I mentioned, this is my second year as an SAASC executive board member. Last year I was the webmaster, and this year I got to be the chair. I do work full time, and I've taken 6 to 7 units a semester. And it has been, it's busy, obviously, but I still have been able to, I was still able to participate. And that was something that I was really interested in doing when I applied to graduate school. When I was an undergrad, I didn't have an opportunity. I was really shy. So I didn't have an opportunity to join any clubs or student organizations. So that was something that I wanted to change for myself. And as I mentioned previously, it's about 1 to 3 hours of time that you would have to dedicate. If you don't have a lot of time, you can apply for, I know the heaviest position is vice chair because they put on the events. So if you don't have a lot of time, maybe that's not something that you would want to register or apply for. But I think, in my opinion, I think the other positions are doable, but I'll let my teammates chime in and share their experience, in addition to just like getting to know my classmates, because obviously being virtual, that's a little difficult. I've learned more about archives, just like Erin. I don't have any experience, but I knew that I was interested in the profession, and I've gotten to know my understanding of what it is has definitely broadened because I've been a part of this club. So I see a lot of questions now, so I'm going to stop and see what.
I think Rebecca's question was first, Barbara. Do we have to have a certain amount of credits to apply for the exec board?
No, you do not. You just have to be a current iSchool student, and you have to also plan to be a student for the entire 2022-2023 academic year. So there's no unit requirement, and you can be a MARA or MLIS student.
And then I know in the slides we had the April 9th deadline, but if you maybe could just describe the timeline and the process of nominations and then elections, just to clarify.
Sure. Let me go to that very quickly. Let's see. So as I mentioned, you can go on so the information is also available on our website, but nominations are officially open. We are going to start sending out communications about that and promoting the election probably next week. If you already know for sure that you want to be considered for a leadership position, all you have to do is email us a short bio, the positions. Again, you can apply for more than one that you're interested in, and why you're a good fit for each of those positions. So you want to specify, if you want to be a chair or social media coordinator, you want to provide some information about why you're a good fit for both of those. In terms of a timeline, so nominations are due April 9th. So that's going to be the cutoff date to nominate yourself. Voting will begin April 16th to the 23rd. So we still have a couple months. That's a couple months away. And then results. So then our members get to vote on who the leadership team will be. So once we get the nominations, we're going to put that together. We'll send out a communication. People will have an opportunity to vote, and then results will be announced April 30th. Sometimes those dates change depending on how many nominations we get, but for right now, those are, they don't change too drastically. Like, we're not going to announce the winners end of May. So nominations are due the 9th of April, voting April 16th to the 23rd, and results should be announced by the 30th of April. And that information is also available on the elections page on our website.
This is Kelly, just piping in. Archiota is on a different schedule all of its own because of our production. So we're going to be getting information out there in March about our process for recruiting a new editorial team.
Thank you, Kelly. Do we have another question?
Yeah, we've got one from Susan saying the transcription competition sounds fun. Would you clarify how we get involved?
Certainly. Right now, the thing to do is to join our Canvas group. So again, you can go to the website to follow those steps, and Barbara kind of went through them on the slideshow. But if you go into Canvas, advising and iSchool administration and look under people, you'll see the different groups. Join our group there, and in the next week or so, there will be an announcement with more details, and that will give you instructions on how to officially sign up and be put on a team. But everything is going to be run through Canvas. So if you join the Canvas group, you will be notified when there are next steps to take.
Hi, this is Kay. I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So if I want to be part of the leadership team, but I might not be able to attend all the meetings, would that be okay? Is it a requirement to participate in all the meetings?
So not necessarily, let's see, not necessarily, but we do ask that, if you apply for a leadership team, a position, you try your best. We know that, everybody has a personal life outside of work, and people have a very heavy academic schedule. We have some members. I know sometimes I can't join, but it's just, you would just want to communicate with whoever the new executive team is. If you can't, for some reason, attend the event or the monthly executive team meetings. So not necessarily a requirement to go every time, but it is an important component of making sure that you're able to work with your team and that you're up to date with what's happening, and then you also update your team members with what you're working on. Did that answer your question?
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I would also just add in that it depends on the position that you have on the board, because there are some things like as chair, there's like some meetings that Barbara's had to attend as our chair, like as a representative for the board, that are with outside organizations, like not necessarily just our internal team meetings. So that schedule's being set by somebody else. And so that kind of stuff, like you would need to be available for those if you were to be the chair of the board. But for other positions, like for webmaster, for blog editor, social media coordinator, a lot of those, you could have a little bit more flexibility with that.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure.
We did, excuse me, we did have another question from Susan about the transcription competition, if we could clarify how to get involved.
Oh, I think we answered that one already.
Oh, sorry about that.
Rebecca's asking how many students are involved with SAASC overall? Like what's our total member count?
Membership director?
Well, I guess, I mean, it depends on how you look. We have close to 300 members in Canvas, and a little more than a third of those are also members of the SAA, which is awesome. People, you don't have to be a member of the Canvas group to come to our events, and we do have alumni who are involved on Facebook or who come to events. And I would say, like, it's not unusual to have 100 people or around there come to see some of our speakers. We have a lot of like very interesting people who show up. So, and you know, conversely, I think there are people who are part of the Canvas group who are not active and, you know, attending all of our events. So if you start coming to things and if you're participating in the transcription competition, or last semester we did a scavenger hunt, which was another kind of team event where you start to get to know people, you will see some of the same faces and get to know folks. But there are several hundred people that are participating in one way or another in different regards.
So I'd just like to add on real quick to Rachel's thing about the Society of American Archivists and kind of explore that a little bit further. I know it's $55 annually, but this is the best time to do that as a student because it is cheaper as a student than it would be as a regular member. So if you can get in now because they have tons of webinars and workshops. A lot of them are cheaper now because of COVID and that they're all online, and you can rack up some awesome certificates. So I've been a member of Society of American Archivists since 2017. I have both my digital archive specialist certificate as well as my arrangement and description certificate. And in case any of you have questions about becoming an archivist or even getting certified through the Academy of Certified Archivists, I'm also certified. I got certified last summer. So I'm gonna like push you guys to go and do all that because it's great. They have student cohort meetings and mentorships through SAA as well as ACA. ACA is kind of newer, so they're kind of stumbling along to kind of get into that mentorship. They're trying to standardize the profession, very similar to how MLS classes and things have been getting accredited. The archives is starting to do that as well. So yeah, if you guys have questions about SAA from a student member point of view, I can help you out with that. It's great. I've enjoyed it. I've been a mentor. I've been a mentee. So yeah.
Thanks for sharing that, Heather. One of our other Heathers asked if they do not have time, if somebody doesn't have time to join or to be a leader, to be part of the executive board, are there other ways of getting involved with the student group? And there are. You can write for our blog. So Serena is always looking for guest blog writers. If you find an interesting article about archives, if you come to one of our events, and you want to write about it, you can reach out to us at our Gmail account and then send us your proposal. You can get involved that way. You can use that blog post as evidence for your e-portfolio if you want. You can also write for Archioda. And I think there might, you can reach out to Rachel, our membership director, if you become an SAASC member, and we can spotlight you in our newsletter. So you can tell us a little bit about yourself and why you're interested in archives. And I think there might be some opportunities to somehow contribute through social media. Erin, can you think of any you want to share?
Oh yeah, tagging us in anything that you find interesting or anything you're posting that's relevant to your classes too, that maybe you want to share. Both Serene and I will be in the student conference that's happening next week. So that's something exciting that we are both proud of, different work. But yeah, if you guys have something going on, if you see events that are happening and you think other students would be interested in them, share them. Again, share them on your preferred platform. If you want to send it via email, that's also fine too. But sharing is caring.
Indeed. Something really cool that actually Erin started doing this year was she started highlighting different archives that exist, I think nationally and maybe globally. And that's, if you know of an archive that we're not aware of that you want us to spotlight, you can send that information over to us. And that's again a way for students to learn about the profession. So that's another way you can get involved. I'm not sure if there are other questions in the chat, but feel free to unmute yourself and just ask if you want. We're all friends.
Hi, what are your student conference submissions? Because I'm in the conference as well, and I'd like to look at your guys. Mine is the Information Explorer escape room.
Cool. I don't have one, but team?
You can't hear me, but I just said, ooh, that is cool. Mine is called Wild and Out Online. It's how I taught zookeepers how to use social media.
And mine is about the information-seeking behaviors of parents of children with autism spectrum disorders.
Awesome. I look forward to being in the conference with you guys next week.
Yeah, exactly.
Same here. It was a lot of work making the presentation, but it was a lot of fun, and I got to play around with Keynote. So I'm looking forward to sharing my presentation with everyone.
Kudos to y'all.
I'm going to share the conference website in the chat right now. And you can log in at any time to start viewing our presentations that we've made. And then I believe there's going to be an opening as well on Wednesday. The timeline's there. But yeah, there will be an opening and a closing ceremony too, even a happy hour. Those ones will be at specified times. However, the majority of the conference is all asynchronous. So log in when you want. You can comment, you can ask questions to us too. So I'm really excited to dig in because there are some really interesting topics that we're talking about. So, information literacy is one of them. But yeah, the different examples for each topic is really, really cool.
Well, that's awesome. Thanks so much for letting us know that some of you have work that's going to be presented there, because I didn't know that until now. And so now I'm even more excited to go check it out.
Same.
I did want to make one note, something that I've learned over the last year. So this is my 4th semester now in the program, my 2nd calendar year. And at first, my first semester, I was so bombarded with information about all of these professional organizations. I'd never been a part of a professional organization before. And so I pretty much just chose the first one, not really knowing, not taking more time to really dive into them. But they can seem really overwhelming. But as soon as you start to kind of unfold the layers there, all professional organizations have subcommittees, kind of like our executive board here. We each have a role and we work towards that group's goals. And so every subcommittee has a goal. And you could have subcommittees, like for example, at SAA, there's the new student subcommittee. It's called SNAP. I don't remember the exact acronym. There's another one on EDI, so equity, diversity, and inclusion, all these different topics, things on oral histories, if you're interested in that. So, look through the SAA website and look at the different committees. I apologize if it's not called committees, or it could be called an interest group too. And those ones that really grab your attention, start looking into those and try getting involved into those interest groups, because then you're gonna start to feel a little more at home, which is what's happened to me. Once I've joined a small group and I've met people and I kind of hear, what they're talking about and what their committee's goals are, it's made it easier and more tangible and digestible too, because there can be so much information that's being thrown at us as new members, and graduate students too. We are information professionals, but there's so much information out there.
Yeah, Stacy, we have a question.
Oh, I was just going to say I can completely relate to that comment because I'm new and I just feel so overwhelmed. And I just was describing to a friend today that it feels like I'm cleaning my house or my room. It's like, feels like I'm unpacking everything and there's just stuff everywhere. Like it's a metaphor for my mind. Like right now, my mind just feels like there's so much going on and so much new information, but I'm hoping it'll be like cleaning, like you take everything out and then you put it all back in a new organized way and then it all makes sense and you feel like you can, be a more effective and engaged part of like a group such as this one. I mean, I'm in particular interested in archiving and collections management and have been for years. I'm not working in the field right now, but I just I signed up to be a part of the Society of American Archivists. I did the registration and then I'm eager just to listen in and be a little bit of a voyeur right now with this group because I just don't know enough about what's out there and what the possibilities are being a new student. So I'm really looking forward to this and thanks so much all of you for having this. It's really nice to meet you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, same. And if I actually didn't join any student group until my second semester because I felt the same and I just kind of gave myself that time to kind of get acclimated to being in graduate school. So just if you'd like to just participate or join us at our events, there's no, nothing, you guys just hang out and listen to the cool presentation. And if you decide that this is something you want to be more involved in, you can at any point in your iSchool career. It is 7:30 and I want to be respectful of everybody's time. If somebody has another really pressing question, feel free to unmute yourself and ask it. Or if you think of something later on, you can always email us directly and I will respond to that email as quickly as possible. Heather, did you have something?
Yeah, I was just going to answer Kay real quick.
Sure.
So to see those groups and committees, I think you have to be a member of SAA in order to join them. So first you would have to join it and then you'll be able to get on the forums to see any questions that come through and things like that. And my last plug for not just SAA, but other societies for archivists, look at your regional archival communities. So I'm located in Arkansas, Archives in Arkansas. So I'm part of the Society of Southwest Archivists as well as SAA. And I know there's one for Midwest Archivists, there's the Georgia Archivists. So look around at your state as well. The society is just kind of the big umbrella, but they have smaller organizations as well that you can join. Not to go against what Erin said and overload you with organizations, but it's awesome because some of them have scholarships and some of them can help you get into those archives to do those internships, and they'll pay you, at least the Society of Southwest does, even though I'm taking classes at SJSU, so it doesn't really count. So I'm like, dang it, I wish I'd chosen something in Mississippi. But I like SJSU better anyway. So yeah, just look around. It's all about exploring, and yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. So when you say I have to be a member of SAA, is it like the main parent organization that we, or like
Yes.
paid through as a student? Okay, got it.
Yeah. So we're
Yeah.
the
So
society. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, so the Society of American Archivists, it is that membership, but the membership you will choose is student because it is a cheaper version. They have a regular membership, and you can choose that later when you've already graduated. I would not suggest to choose it now because it is expensive. You will be asked to provide your transcripts showing that you are enrolled in classes and things like that. And they usually will accept it and be like, all right, cool, you're good. So.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Kay. And if you want to ask any other question or you think of a question later on, again, feel free to email us. I think that kind of concludes the presentation. Again, thank you everybody for joining us this evening. We really appreciate it. We hope that you learned something interesting and that we see you next week at our official first spring semester presentation / webinar. And also that you consider joining our leadership team. If you have a question, again, feel free to email us. That information is available on our website. And again, thank you so much for joining us and have a wonderful evening and spring semester.
Thank you.